It's as if they're driving a bus. Common sense goes out the window. I just think it's ridiculous. In cars that are, say, 6 foot wide, they drive them as if they're like 30 feet wide, you know? Hello, I'm Marcus Hayes and welcome to another episode of Rant on Road. Because, let's face it, everyone loves a rant. As usual, let me know in the comments what you feel like ranting about at the moment. But today, I want to rant about people's lack of spatial awareness when it comes to the dimensions of their car. Now, it's no secret that cars are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. I'm now, of course, driving a Ford Escort, which is a saloon car, but it's probably dimensionally smaller than most small hatchbacks nowadays. Certainly in width and height, but possibly in length as well. And as a classic car owner and a classic car regular driver, I get to reap the rewards of driving a smaller car. I get to squeeze through tighter gaps, etc. And in my mind, you've kind of got a little bit less chance of having an accident if you're driving around in a smaller car. Now, it's worth noting that I'd certainly rather crash in a modern car than an old banger like this, because modern cars have all these extra safety features like airbags, etc. And that's probably part of the reason, at least, why modern cars are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I think it's partly to do with the fact that maybe psychologically we think that bigger is better. And maybe car manufacturers feel like their products will be more worth the value that they sell them for if they make them bigger. I mean, cars are definitely getting more and more and more expensive as well when you compare like for like as they're getting bigger, so maybe that theory is true. But what I notice on a daily basis is examples where owners of cars are just so spatially unaware. Now, thankfully, most of the examples I see are where people are clearly unaware of the size of their car, in terms of they feel that it's bigger than it actually is. You know, people sort of swaying all over the road to give themselves more space than they need. You know, thankfully it's more of that and less of people that think their car is smaller than it actually is, which of course can cause more accidents, etc. But yeah, some of the examples I see are just so funny. Like when you're traveling behind someone, say on a road where yes, there are cars parked either side, but despite that there's clearly enough room for two cars to pass each other, you know, one on each side of the road. But you know, you're driving behind a car that is literally going out onto the other side of the road every time they come across a car that's parked on the left when they don't need to. And then on the instances where they are passing a car that's parked on each side of the road whilst another car is coming towards them, travelling the other way, and you know, there's clearly enough space, they feel like they need to stop to, you know, pull in between two of the parked cars to allow the person that's driving the other way to pass, you know, unnecessarily. And it is frustrating when you're driving down the road and having to stop behind someone at regular intervals who's giving way to someone that they don't need to give way to. Like, it is comical. Sometimes you literally see cars just swaying down the road like this, so they'll pull out when there's a car parked, even though they don't need to, and then pull back in when they go past like an island in the middle of the road, you know, even though they don't need to. And it's like, you're driving behind them, so you can clearly see how much space they're giving themselves unnecessarily. And, you know, it's as if they're driving a bus when they're driving a Vauxhall Corsa. So, yeah, it is madness. Another example of this is where, you know, where you are on a tight road, right? Where there is just barely enough room for a car to pass on in either direction, and people just again stop in the middle of the road because they feel like there isn't enough room. But because you're behind them, you can clearly see that there is enough room. And I've been in a situation before where you might be, say, queuing up at a traffic light and you're stopped there, and you know, there's someone that's coming across that junction that you're waiting at because their light is green, and then they feel like they can't get past you because they feel that there's not enough room, and you know, they're sort of signalling for you to go up on the curb, even though you can clearly see that there's enough room. And sometimes it's mad, like the person will literally come past you enough so that your driver's window is next to their driver's window, so half of their car has already passed half of your car, and then they'll start shouting and swearing at you to move up on the curb. Like, they've proven to themselves that there is enough room because they've already come halfway past you, but yet they still are unable to see that they've got enough room to pass. Like, and this is what I say, it's just a lack of spatial awareness, to the point where common sense goes out the window. They're not even able to identify, oh, hold on, I was wondering there that if I had enough room, but seeing as I'm literally next to the driver's window of the person that I thought is not giving me enough room, surely I must have enough room. But again, it's just utter unawareness of, you know, of the dimensions of their car, to the point where all common sense goes out of the window. Now, although I think it's definitely less safe if people think their car is smaller than it actually is than if they think it's bigger than it actually is, which is definitely more common, I still think it's just unsafe to not be aware of the dimensions of your car, right? Because if you're the kind of person that assumes you need to swing out further than you actually do, you know, to avoid an obstacle that's not actually in your way, then you can definitely say that those kind of people are probably swinging out further than they realise they are, right? So in a case where they think they do have enough room to pass someone on the other side or pass a car that's parked up, etc., it's still an example of where they don't know where the edge of their car is. So it's still a potential, you know, hazard, right? They're still more prone to crash. But I have actually seen one example that I can think of where someone did think that their car was smaller than it actually was. I mean, actually, a few examples. I've definitely seen a few examples where people have tried to squeeze through a gap and they've ended up, you know, hitting the car that they thought they could squeeze through. But I remember one example where I was driving behind a car that was clearly unaware of how small their car actually was, and then, you know, there was obviously someone that was looking to cross the road, and they sort of walked out in front of a car that was parked. You know, as you do, you sort of walk out so you can look both ways to cross the road. But because this car in front of me assumed they didn't have enough room to pass another car that was coming the other way, even though they did, they automatically sort of veered into this gap between two cars that were parked, and that was where this pedestrian was that was walking out onto the road between those two cars. So potentially that person nearly ran someone over because they were trying to avoid a car coming the other way that they didn't need to avoid because there was enough room for that car and them. So, you know, just in general, I just think it's unacceptable and dangerous to not know the dimensions of your car. Like, you know, you're driving down the road in something that's heavy, something that's dangerous, and if you're unable to sort of know where the vicinity of your car is, I think that's really dangerous. And I think that, well, I know because I see it on a daily basis, that it seems to be getting worse and worse and worse as cars get bigger and bigger. And look, I drive modern cars from time to time, so you can definitely tell where the edges of this car are, you know, easier than you can in a modern car, right? I get that. It's just not as difficult as some people seem to find it, right? You know, with my car, you know, literally a few inches away from my elbow is the outside of the car. You know, with modern cars, they're all very round shaped, so where your door card is, you know, it might be a good, you know, amount before the edge of the car. And obviously with everything being so round, and you know, a lot of modern cars, you can't really see the front corner of the bonnet like you can on this car, for instance. And I know this is all to do with making cars more pedestrian friendly when they run people over, but I think really the emphasis should be on making a car that's less likely to run someone over, you know, because you can sort of sense where the outsides of your car are, but you know, that's just me. So yeah, I just think it's ridiculous that people are driving around in cars that are, say, 6 foot wide, but they drive them as if they're like 30 feet wide, you know. And a lot of the time when I'm seeing these examples, it's not people in Range Rovers and Jeeps and stuff like that. It's people in small cars, you know, your Fiestas, your Corsas, and they're driving down the road like this. Like, they look like they're drunk, but you can see they're just sort of pulling in every time a car comes past, even though there's enough room, and then they're pulling out every time there's a car parked on the side of the road, even though they don't need to, because there's enough room. So, you know, yes, modern cars are, you know, you could say more difficult to sort of sense where the boundaries are, but yeah, a lot of the time it is just your normal cars, and it's not impossible to know where the edges of your car are. And I think, you know, you should have some sort of spatial awareness if you're going to go on the road, right, with a car. And I just think that's one of many beauties of driving a classic car. You know, I'm all into having a car that's nice and light, right, because, you know, you don't need as much power from the engine to make it a fast-ish car, right? I'm all about having a car that's nice and small and nice and light. But, you know, also in terms of dimensionally, you know, there'll be times where you're driving down the road and then you have to stop because someone is waiting to turn right, and they're obviously waiting for the cars that are coming the other way to give them a chance to turn right. Well, a lot of the time in that situation, I can squeeze through in between that car and the curb, whereas I wouldn't be able to if I was driving a modern car. And, you know, some people, when they are waiting to turn right, they wait until there's a gap so big that they can't even see into the distance, so there's a car coming. So a lot of the time, you know, if you're waiting for a very nervous driver to turn right, you will be waiting a considerable amount of time. And, you know, in my little narrow cars, I can just scoot past, which is great. And, you know, just in general, when a hazard occurs, you know, if someone does swerve out in front of you because they're driving down the opposite side of the road and they're a moron and they don't know how wide their car is, my car's narrower, so I can avoid these hazards quicker, you know, in those quick to act moments. So I certainly enjoy having a nice classic narrow small car to fit through small gaps. But yeah, as I say, I just seem to see examples on a daily basis where people are just so oblivious to the dimensions of their car, and, you know, I laugh, but it is potentially dangerous in my opinion. So let me know what you think in the comments about this subject. Have you seen any examples of people that are just clearly unaware of the dimensions of their car? You know, any examples that you can think of that were funny? Any examples that you can think of that were downright dangerous? Do let me know in the comments any examples you've got where you've been driving in your classic car and you've been able to avoid a sticky situation because it's smaller than a modern car. Yeah, I'll be interested to hear your stories. But other than that, as always, let me know in the comments anything that you feel like ranting about, and maybe I'll rant about it in a future Rant on Road episode. But for now, I'm going to end this video here. As always, massive thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Do give it a thumbs up if you thought it was any good. Alternatively, if you didn't, feel free to give it a thumbs down. Click subscribe if you're new to keep up to date with all future uploads. Check the links in the description to follow me on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram. I'll leave a link to my website and the Petrolhead Style website in the description. I'll leave my email address in the description as usual for anyone who wants to contact me. Huge thanks as always to my patrons for your ongoing support. But other than that, until next time, thanks for watching.